Lewes. Local webcasting for a worldwide audience.
You're listening to Radio Lewes where the music matters, and welcome to Guess the Year, the nostalgic music and trivia quiz show. Remember, this is just for fun. There aren't any prizes, but do try not to cheat. I'm going to start your first musical clue with Earth, Wind and Fire. Fantasy from Earth, Wind and Fire. Now, in January, the United Kingdom holds the presidency of the Council of the European Union for the first time, and the Ford Fiesta goes on sale in the UK. And after releasing only one single for the controversial punk rock band the Sex Pistols, EMI terminates its contract with them in response to its members' disruptive behaviour on TVs Today and at London Heathrow Airport. And Clive Sinclair introduces his new 2-inch television set, which retails at 175 quid. That's an awful lot of money for a TV that you've got to squint at. I've got some more music now from Candy Station. Nights on Broadway there from Candy Station. Now then, the 4th of February saw Fleetwood Mac release the album Rumours, which became a Grammy Award winning album featuring songs that include The Chain, Don't Stop and Go Your Own Way. What else can I tell you? Queen Elizabeth during February visits American Samoa. Anthony Crossland, Foreign Secretary, suffers a massive stroke from which he will not regain consciousness, and very sadly died 6 days later in hospital. On the 15th of February, the very first Aardman Animations character, which was Morph, was introduced on BBC children's television programme Take Heart. I do love Morph and his naughty friend Chaz. And what else? David Owen becomes the youngest post-Second World War Foreign Secretary, succeeding Anthony Crossland. And there was a state opening of Parliament of New Zealand by Queen Elizabeth II as well. Next, we got some Cheap Trick. It's almost not worth me saying it's I Want You to Want Me, is it? It's about the only one anybody ever knows from Cheap Trick. The royal family were very busy in this year. Between the 7th and the 30th of March, Queen Elizabeth visits Australia before going on to Muscat. On the 17th to the 23rd, the Prince of Wales visits Ghana. James Callaghan threatened to withdraw state assistance to British Leyland unless it put an end to the strikes. And about 14 days later, British Leyland managers announced intention to dismiss 40,000 toolmakers who have gone on strike at the company's Longbridge plant in Birmingham, action which is costing the state-owned car maker more than $10 million a week. On the 19th of March, the last Rover P6 rolls off the production line after 14 years. And income tax is slashed to 33p in the pound from 35p in the budget. I don't know what the next track is, I haven't looked. Yes. Wondrous stories from Yes there. Okay, we're into April. Mike Leigh's Comedy of Manners, Abigail's Party, opens at the Hampstead Theatre, starring Alison Steadman. The 2nd of April, Red Rum wins the Grand National for the 3rd time. On the 8th of April, The Clash released their put my teeth in, shall I? Their debut self-titled album is released in the UK through CBS Records. The Embassy World Snooker Championship moves to the Crucible Theatre in Sheffield and attracts television coverage for the very first time. On the 23rd of April, National Front marchers clash with anti-Nazi protesters in London. And British Aerospace is formed to run the nationalised aviation industry. More music now from the Dead End Kids.
To hold you, you know I've always told you that we must never, ever part. Oh, 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 have I the right to kiss you? You know I'll always miss you. I've loved you from the very start. Come right back, I just can't bear it. Gotta love share it, come right back, I show my love is strong, oh yeah. Have I the right to touch you? If I could, you'd see how much you send shivers running down my spine. Oh, 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 oh. Have I to thrill you, you know I'm waiting till you give me the right to make you mine. Come right back, I just can't bear it. Gotta love and I long to share it. Come right back, I show my love is strong. Oh, oh.
Dead Kids there with Have I the Right. Okay, we're into May. Light aircraft carrier HMS Invincible is launched at Barrow-in-Furness by the Queen. The 3rd G7 Summit is held in London on the 7th of May, as is the 22nd Eurovision Song Contest, with Angela Rippon as the presenter. The contest is won by Marie, I'm not sure how you say her name, I think it's Miriam, representing France with her song L'Oiseau et l'Enfant, The Bird and the Child. The British entry, Lindsay DePaul and Michael Moran's Rock Bottom, takes 2nd place. On the 10th of May, an explosion caused by potassium and sodium occurred at the Dounreay nuclear power plant. On the 15th of May, Liverpool FC are English League champions for the 10th time. The UK is among 29 signatories of a convention on the prohibition of military or any other hostile use of environmental modification techniques. That's a hell of a mouthful, but I think it means banning the use of chemical and biological weapons. And I think that will do for now, although it's a little bit of a morose one. We'll go on with some Randy Newman. Randy Newman's Short People. Manchester United win the FA Cup on the 21st of May for the fourth time by defeating Liverpool 2-1 at Wembley Stadium in the cup final. It's their first major trophy since they won the European Cup in 1968. On the 25th, Liverpool FC win their first European Cup by defeating West German League champions I can't pronounce that, I'm very sorry. 3-1 in the final in Rome. I told you the Queen was busy. It was Jubilee year as well. The Queen opens the new air terminal building at Edinburgh Airport. And Prime Minister James Callaghan officially opens the M5 motorway, now complete, with the finishing of the final stretch around Exeter, 15 years after the first stretch, beginning near Birmingham, was opened. The Jubilee Tour climax at Windsor with celebrations and a gala performance for the Silver Jubilee held at the Royal Opera House in London. And on the 6th to the 9th of June, Jubilee celebrations are held in the UK to celebrate 25 years of Queen Elizabeth's reign, and with a public holiday on the 7th. Anglia TV, or television, broadcasts the fake documentary Alternative 3. It enters into the conspiracy theory canon. And I think we'll get on with some music from the Darts.
Whoa, come back, my love. Don't go away. Come back, my love. Come back to stay. I love you so well. I want you to know I need your doodle wang, doodle wop, doodle wang, doodle wop. Oh, won't you come back, my love? Don't go away. I need your loving every day. I love you so well, I want you to know I need your love so badly. You said goodbye, I wondered why. All because of those silly lies. I love you so well, I want you to know I need your love so badly. When everybody makes big mistakes, screaming romance, I'm asking you, darling, why don't you come back and give me a chance? Come back, my love, don't go away. I need your loving every day. I love you so well, I want you to know I need your love so badly. Everybody makes big mistakes, screaming romance. I'm asking you, darling, why don't you
Come back and give me a chance, oh baby.
come back, my love, yeah, don't go away. I need your loving every day. I love you so well, I want you to know I need your love so badly. I need your love so badly.
Baby.
I need your love so badly.
The Darts with Come Back My Love. July 7th sees the first episode of the BBC documentary series Brass Tacks aired, featuring a debate about whether Myra Hindley should be considered for parole from the life sentence she received for her role in the Moors murders. Obviously, she didn't get a favourable outcome from that. Jolly right too. On the 11th of July, Don Revie announces his resignation after 3 years as manager of the England national football team. Within 24 hours of resigning as manager of England, he accepts an offer to become the highest paid football manager in the world when he's appointed manager of the United Arab Emirates national football team on a 4-year contract. Manchester United appoint Dave Sexton, manager of Queen's Park Rangers and previously Chelsea, as their new manager. On the 23rd of July, Chrysler Europe launched the Sunbeam, a 3-door rear-wheel drive small hatchback similar in concept to the Ford Fiesta and Vauxhall Chevette. And on the 29th of July, the Finance Act abolishes the collection of tithes. We got some Michael Naismith now.
I'm hearing the light from the window. I'm seeing the sound of the sea. My feet have come loose from their moorings. I'm feeling quite wonderfully free. And I think I will travel to Rio, using the music for flight. There's nothing I know of in Rio, but it's something to do with the night. It's only a whimsical notion to fly down to Rio tonight, but I probably won't fly down to Rio. But then again, I just there's wings to the thought behind fancy. There's wings to the thought behind play. And dancing to rhythms of laughter makes laughter the rhythm of rain. So I think I will travel to Rio, using the music for flight. There's nothing I know of in Rio, then again, I just might. I feel such a sense of well-being. The problems have come to be solved. And what I thought was proper for battle, I see now is proper for love. So I think I will travel to Rio, using the music for flight. There's nothing that I know of in Rio, but it's something to do with the night. It's only a whimsical notion to fly down to Rio tonight, but I probably won't fly down to Rio. But then again, I'll just fly.
Rio there from Michael Naismith. What have we got now? We're into August, and Kenny Dalglish, the 26-year-old Scotland striker, becomes Britain's most expensive footballer in a £440,000 transfer from Celtic to Liverpool. And cricketer Jeff Boycott scores his 100th century of his career for England against Australia at Headingley on the 11th of August. The 13th of August saw the Battle of Lewisham, an attempt by the far-right National Front to march from New Cross to Lewisham in south-east London, leading to counter-demonstrations and violent clashes. A new smaller £1 note was introduced on the 23rd of August, if you remember a £1 note, of course. And on the 26th of August, the first all-Luton-built Vauxhall Cavalier Mark I family cars roll off the production line at the Vauxhall Motors factory there. This is Bacara now.
Ooh, here comes that man again. Something in the way he moves makes me sorry. I am a lady. Hello, stranger, you're a danger to the law. I know they're here. They don't like men like you in our city. You're too pretty, cool and witty. You are real bad company. I should have stayed away from you today. Sorry, I'm a lady. Sorry, again, and you are to blame. Sorry, I'm a lady. Sorry, I'm a lady. I would rather be just a little shady, naughty dynamite. Sorry, I'm a lady. Sorry, I'm a lady. Have you got a light for me tonight? Sorry, I'm a lady. Sorry, I'm a lady. I would rather be just a little shady, naughty dynamite. Sorry, I'm a lady. Sorry, I'm a lady. Have you got a light for me tonight? Sorry, I'm a lady. Sorry, I'm a lady. I would rather be just a little shady, naughty dynamite.
Albacar, and nobody should ever apologise for being a lady. Okay, in September, Ford launches the second generation of its flagship Granada saloon and estate models. By the 6th of September, the car industry figures show that foreign cars are outselling British-built ones for the first time. Japanese-built Datsuns, German Volkswagens and French Renaults are proving particularly popular with buyers, although British-built products from Ford, British Leyland, Vauxhall and Chrysler UK are still the most popular. Sadly, on the 16th of September, rock star Mark Bolan is killed in a car crash in Barnes 2 weeks before his 30th birthday. His girlfriend Gloria Jones, who was driving the car, is seriously injured. On the 19th of September, Manchester United, the English FA Cup holders, are expelled from the European Cup Winners' Cup after their fans rioted in France during a first-round leg game with AS Saint-Etienne, which ended in a 1-1 draw. Freddie Laker launches his new budget SkyTrain airline with the first single fare from Gatwick to New York City costing a mere £59 compared to the normal price of $186. And right at the end of the month, the UEFA reinstate Manchester United to the European Cup Winners' Cup on appeal. However, they are ordered to play their return leg against AS Saint-Etienne at least 120 miles away from their Old Trafford Stadium. We've got more music now. This is Graham Parker and The Rumour.
The sun right out of my sky. Yes, you did. Wonder why you went away and never told me why. When the sun goes down, the moon is near. I'm scared to death 'cause your face is clear. Hold back the night, turn on the light. Don't wanna dream about you, baby. Hold back the night, turn on the light. Loneliness holding me when I go to bed. Yes, it is like a character
Back Tonight, of course, from Graham Parker. On the 7th of October, Queen's power ballad We Are the Champions is released. And what else can I tell you? The World's End Murders, the 15th of October. Christine Eady and Helen Scott, both 17, disappear after leaving the World's End pub in Edinburgh. Their bodies are found tied and strangled in the countryside the next day. In 2014, serial killer Angus Sinclair is convicted of the crime. The Sex Pistols again. They released Nevermind the Bollocks. Here's the Sex Pistols on Virgin Records. Despite refusal by major retailers to stock it, it debuts at number 1 on the UK albums chart the week after its release. In a promotional stunt, the group perform on a boat on the River Thames shortly afterwards, only for the police to wait for them and make several arrests, including that of Malcolm McLaren, the band's manager at this time. And I'm going to leave October there and bring you something from Cerrone. Supernature from Cerrone there. Okay, not much happened in November, but I will tell you that on the 22nd, British Airways inaugurates regular London to New York City supersonic Concorde service. On the 3rd of December, the England football team fails to achieve World Cup qualification for the second tournament in succession. A couple of Nobel Prizes. James Mead, Nobel Prize for Economics, and Francis Mott, Nobel Prize in Physics, jointly with Philip Warren Anderson and John Hausterbrook van Veck. I don't even know what fundamental theoretical investigations into the electrical nature of magnetic and disordered systems means, but now you know. Chrysler Europe announces its new Horizon range of 5-door front-wheel drive hatchbacks, which will be built at the UK Chrysler plant, and in France as a Simca. What more can I tell you? What more? The Queen opens a £71,000 extension, £71 million extension to the London Underground's Piccadilly line, which runs to Heathrow Central, serving the airport, of course. On the 25th of December, the Morecambe and Wise Christmas show on BBC One attracts an audience of more than 28 million viewers, one of the highest ever in UK TV history. And on the 27th of December, the much-acclaimed Star Wars film, which has been a massive hit in the United States, is screened in British cinemas for the very first time. That really is an event. Now we've got some Donna Summer.
When
Donna Summer, of course, and Love It Unkind. Now, some movies from this year. I've already mentioned Star Wars: A New Hope, Rocky, Smokey and the Bandit, A Star Is Born, Saturday Night Fever, King Kong, The Deep, Close Encounters of the Third Time, and Annie Hall. They were all released in this year. Some of the TV programs you might have been watching were Little House on the Prairie, Happy Days, All in the Family, Charlie's Angels, Sanford and Son, Three's Company, The Love Boat. That's just been reissued for some peculiar reason. Orlando Bloom was born in this year on January the 13th. And, of course, Elvis Presley died at the age of 42 from a heart attack on August the 16th. Some of the technology. Actually, I'm going to save the technology while you listen to Plastic Bertrand.
Ça se passe, j'ai sur mon lit à bouffer sa langue en buvant dans mon whisky. Quant à moi, peu dormi, vide et bris, mais j'ai dû dormir dans la gouttière où j'ai eu un flash. En 4 couleurs. Allez hop, un matin, une louloute est venue chez moi, poupée de cellophane, cheveux chinois, un sparadrap, une gueule de bois, a bu ma bière dans un grand verre en caoutchouc. Comme un indien dans son igloo. Ça plane pour moi. Ça plane pour moi. Ça plane pour moi. Moi. Ça plane pour moi. Ça plane pour moi. Allez hop, la nana, quel panard, quelle vibration de s'envoyer sur paillasson. Limé, ruiné, vidé, comblé. You are the king of the divan, qu'elle me dit en passant. I am the king of the divan. Ça plane pour moi. Ça plane pour moi. Ça plane pour moi. Moi. Ça plane pour moi. Ça plane pour moi. Allez hop, t'occupe, t'inquiète, touche pas ma planète. Today, que le ciel me tombera sur la tête et que la colle me manquera. Ça plane pour moi. C'est barré, enfin c'est marre à tout casser. L'évier, le bar me laissant seul comme un grand connard. Le pied dans le plat. Ça plane pour moi. Ça plane pour moi. Ça plane pour moi. Moi. Ça plane pour 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 moi.
Well, if it's Plastic Bertrand, it's got to be Ça plane pour moi. Okay, the technology that you would have seen first available. The first Apple II computers went on sale. The Navstar Global Positioning System is inaugurated by the US Department of Defense. The first ever quadraphonic concert is in London by Pink Floyd. And I mentioned this earlier on, the first commercial flight of Concorde from London to New York. The first MRI scanner is tested in Brooklyn, invented by Raymond Damadian. NASA Space Shuttle makes its first test flight off the back of a jetliner. And the unmanned probes Voyager 1 and 2 are launched to explore the outer solar system. If you haven't guessed it already, this has been 1977. I've been Ben Fuller. Thank you so much for listening. This has been Radio Lewes, where the music matters. Until next time, I'm going to leave you with the Ian Drury and the Blockheads. Ta-da.
I could be the driver in articulated lorry. I could could be a poet, I wouldn't need to worry. I could be a teacher in a classroom full of scholars. I could be the sergeant in a squadron full of wallers. What a waste. What a waste. What a waste. What a waste. Because I chose to play the fool in a six-piece band. First night nerves, every one night stand. I should be glad to be so inclined. What a waste, what a waste. Rock and roll don't rise, no. I could be a lawyer with stratagems and ruses. I could be a doctor with poesis and bruises. I could be a writer with a growing reputation. I could be the ticket man at Fulham railway station. What a waste. What a waste. What a waste. What a waste. Because I chose to play the fool in a six-piece band. First night nerves, every one night stand. I should be glad to be so inclined. What a waste, what a waste. Rock and roll don't mind. That sparks the revolution. I could be an inmate in a long-term institution. I could do wild extremes, I could do or die. I could yawn and be withdrawn and watch them gallify. What a waste. What a waste. What a waste. What a waste. Nothing chance to play the ball in a six-piece band. First night nerves, every one night stand. I should be glad to be so inclined. What a waste, what a waste. Rock and roll don't mind. Chose to play the fool in a six-piece band. First night nerves, every one night stand. I should be glad to be so inclined. What a waste, what a waste. Rock and roll don't mind. What a waste, what a waste. Rock and roll don't mind.
Radio Lewes. Local community webcasting.